The moment I decided to leave Vincent Thompson, I made 3 bold moves. First, I listed all the expensive gifts he had given me up for free online. Buyers only needed to pay for shipping. Second, I secretly sold the apartment we'd bought for our future at a fraction of its value and shredded the $1 million custom wedding gown I had yet to wear. Third, I erased myself from the world, signing up for a classified, decade-long national research project that required cutting all ties with the outside world, maybe even forever. By the time Vincent had meticulously planned his perfect proposal, I had already vanished from his life. He never realized it, but I was quietly preparing to leave with every embrace, kiss and night he didn't come home while playing wedding with his childhood sweetheart. I had become the obedient, accommodating woman he claimed to adore, only to have him shatter my trust. One night, he finally lost control and asked me, "Why don't you get angry anymore? Do you not love me anymore?" I avoided his gaze, my lips tight. But when I heard the flirtatious voice note from his childhood sweetheart, Zoe Williams, echo from his phone, I calmly made the call to confirm my decade-long national research project. Claire Olivia, are you absolutely certain? My professor's tone was grave. This research project is top secret. It's a 10-year commitment. Once you enter, you may never be able to leave or contact anyone outside again. His voice softened and serious as he added, "You are my most brilliant student. I have to ask you to think this through carefully." I stood outside a bridal boutique, watching Zoe wear the wedding dress I had spent months designing and commissioning. She stood beside Vincent, their faces pressed close as they posed for photos. Vincent also imitated the veil-lifting kiss. They were following a trend he had seen online. Then, as if to hammer the knife deeper into my chest, he removed his ring, the one meant for me, and slipped it onto her finger. A pang struck my heart, but it passed quickly, leaving behind only numbness. "I'm sure, Professor," I replied, my voice calm. "You know, I am an orphan with no family or attachments. This is an honor, a chance to give back to my country. What more could I ask for?" A year ago, my professor had invited me to join this program. But back then, I had just accepted Vincent's proposal and could not bear to leave. Now, there was nothing I cared about. Relieved, my professor said, "I will arrange it for you on my side. But it is urgent, so they will come to pick you up in a week. Use this time to settle your affairs. Don't leave anything unresolved." As I ended the call, Zoe's voice floated over to me. "Vincent, you're the best. I really love this dress so much." The dress she wore was the one I had dreamed of wearing, custom-made by a top designer, a one-of-a-kind piece that took months to create. It was worth $10 million, the only one, and I haven't even worn it myself yet. "It's just a dress," Vincent said gently, stroking her hair. "As long as you are happy. But what if my sister-in-law sees? Won't she be upset?" Noticing me standing at the entrance, his face flashed with panic for a brief moment before quickly recovering. He released Zoe's arm and said in a low voice, "Be a good girl. Go take it off and let her try it on." Zoe pouted, reluctant to part with the gown. "Just a little longer, please? She can wear it whenever she wants. I'll never get the chance again." "Don't be silly," he replied, pinching her cheek with a laugh. "One day, you will find a boyfriend and have your own wedding dress to wear. But who could ever compare to you, Vincent?" she said coyly. They joked and flirted openly, without a care for my presence. Afraid I would confront Zoe, Vincent impatiently turned to me, offering a flimsy explanation. "She's just playing a wedding game, okay? Don't get upset over this. Okay?" If this had been the past, I would have exploded, fighting, yelling, maybe even tearing the gown apart to ensure no one else could have it. But with my thought of leaving him only a week away, what was the point? Sometimes, silence was the loudest response. For the first time, I was not angry. I was free. I lightly laughed and said to Vincent, "It's just a wedding dress. If she likes it, then let her have it." Then I left them as I said, "I've got work at the lab. I'll head out now." Vincent froze, watching me leave without another word. Later that evening, Vincent came to pick me up for the first time in months. He brought a small mango cake with him, holding it out like a peace offering. But, the problem? I'm allergic to mango. It's Zoe who loved mango, not me. After all this time, he still didn't know the difference. "I am afraid you'd forget to eat while working, so I brought this for you," he said, as though the cake could smooth things over. He wanted me to take the bait, to play along like I always did. So I did. I smiled brightly, pretending to be touched. "Thank you so much." Vincent looked surprised that I didn't argue or complain. On the drive home, he glanced over at me. "Claire, are you mad at me?" I was preoccupied with thoughts about the lab, wrapping up my project, preparing my notes and ensuring I left clear instructions for my junior colleagues. I did not hear his words well, so I let out an ah. I apologized a little. "Sorry, I just got lost in thought." "What are you talking about?" Perhaps my tone was too rusty. He slammed on the brakes and turned his head to look at me. "Are you still mad about that wedding dress?" I blinked, genuinely confused. Why would I be? No, of course not. Vincent looked at me for a few seconds, searching my face for anger. But all he found was calm indifference. His grip on the steering wheel tightened as he started the car again. His voice, however, was hoarse. "You've changed. You're not like this, not like you used to be." He was not wrong. A year ago, after Zoe graduated and returned to our town, Vincent and I both changed. We fought endlessly because of her. He always said that he only treats Zoe as his little sister and told me not to be unreasonable. She's like a little sister to me. Stop being so unreasonable, he'd yell, defending her every time. The most serious fight was the one where he got furious and pointed at me. At that moment, he said, "Claire, you're ridiculous. If I had anything going on with Zoe, would I even be with you? You're just a broke student who depends on me for everything. If we broke up, how would you even survive?" We had a cold war for a month. In the end, I swallowed my pride and begged for forgiveness. But love doesn't die all at once, it fades, bit by bit, like ice melting under the sun. Over the past year, the constant fighting and Zoe's smug presence drained whatever feelings I had for him. Now, I couldn't even muster a reaction. I smiled faintly. You are right. I wasn't very mature before. But I have grown up now. I will do better. Because soon, I wouldn't be here at all, I thought. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Before going to bed that night, while Vincent was in the shower, I saw Zoe's new post on her social media feed. 9 photos. She wore my wedding dress, smiling radiantly as she held on to my fiancé. Getting married to the one I love. Zixixi, dozens of their friends liked the post. Someone even commented, "Wait, isn't that Vincent in the background?" Zoe's smug reply, "Yes. My brother favors me the most." I quietly liked the post, put my phone away and got ready for bed. I just lay down briefly when the bed beside me dented. Vincent's cold skin pressed against mine as he slid an arm around my waist. "Claire," he murmured, his breath warm against my ear. His hand slipped under the hem of my nightgown, fingers trailing along my skin. I shifted slightly, putting space between us. Then I gently grabbed his hand and said, "Vincent, I'm tired tonight. I don't want to." In all the years we had been together, I never refused him. In the past, whenever we lost our temper, it was almost always resolved in bed. Vincent loved taking his time, teasing and coaxing me into surrender until I begged for him. And afterwards, he would hold me tightly, whispering sweet nothings and asking me not to be jealous anymore. But tonight, I felt nothing.